Once upon a time, there was a young cowherd named Newlong, who lived with his older brother and his brother's wife. Newlong was a caring and hard-working young man. Even still, he was mistreated and abused by the couple. This abuse got worse and worse until one day they kicked him out of the house and sent him away with nothing but an old ox. But this was no ordinary ox. No, this ox was actually a god who had been banished from heaven. He was being punished for breaking the laws of heaven and was sent to earth in the form of an ox. Newlong had once nursed him back to health when he was sick, and the ox was very grateful to him for it. To repay this kindness, the ox led him to meet Zhirnu, the daughter of the Empress of Heaven. Now, Zhirnu, a beautiful and talented weaver, was bored with her task of weaving in heaven, and had come to earth looking for some excitement. When Newlong and Zhirnu met, they fell in love at first sight. They decided to get married, and ran off to live in the countryside. Newlong worked the fields all day, and Zhirnu worked the loom. Together they had 2 children, a boy and a girl. Theirs was a happy marriage. But alas, it was not destined to last. Word that Zhirnu had slipped away from heaven and had married a mortal gradually worked its way around the world, and eventually it reached the goddess. When she heard this, she flew into a rage. "How could my daughter do such a thing?" she proclaimed. "Does she not know that marrying a mortal is forbidden?" She immediately began plotting an end to this illicit union. "The best course," thought the Empress, "seems to me to fly down to earth and bring Zhirnu back to heaven, whether she wants to or not, and leave her husband and their children trapped on earth." Content with this plan, she swooped down and snatched up her daughter, winging her back to the sky. Newlong was devastated, but his friend the ox tried to console him. "Newlong, Newlong, do not despair. There is a way yet that you could retrieve your bride, whom you love. You must slay me and peel off my hide. When you wear it, lo, you'll be able to fly up to heaven and chase down the Empress." Weeping for his friend, Newlong killed the ox and took his hide. When he put it on, it was just as the ox had said. He was able to fly. Quickly, he put his 2 children in a basket and whisked the 3 of them off to heaven in hot pursuit of Zhirnu. When the goddess saw what was happening, she was furious. "How dare this mortal pursue me so? I must put an end to this." She pulled out her hairpin and slashed a river across the starry sky, forever separating the 2 lovers. We know this river as the Milky Way. Newlong was trapped at the star we call Altair, and Zhirnu was trapped at Vega. Their journey halted. Newlong and his children wept pitifully for the lost Zhirnu. So heartrending was this display of love that all the magpies on earth took pity on the lovers and flocked together, forming a bridge across the Milky Way so they could be united. The Empress saw this display and relented, and from then on, the lovers were allowed to meet once a year, crossing the bridge of magpies. Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the Qixi festival, or the Double Seventh Festival, as it's also known. It's called the Double Seventh Festival because it's celebrated on the 7th day of the 7th month of the lunar calendar, which is the traditional measurement of time in ancient China. So that would make it to fall on Qiyue Qihao. Now the Qixi festival is very popular across all regions of China these days, and though celebration methods do vary slightly from urban to rural, locations. As a whole, the country tends to celebrate it in the same form and fashion, regardless of region. So, sources do vary on when it was first celebrated. I couldn't find an exact date, but most of them were indicating that it has been celebrated since the Han Dynasty, which is over 2,000 years, which is quite impressive. It's a very old holiday. But the purpose of the festival has traditionally been to celebrate the love between Yu Lang and Zhi Yu, the story you just heard, as well as to give a chance for young girls to showcase their abilities with needlework and weaving, etc., so they can find a suitable husband for the rest of their lives. Now, because of the overtly romantic nature of this holiday, it has been known as the Chinese Valentine's Day and is often celebrated as such in the modern era. So, there are many versions of the story you just heard, the myth of Yu Lang and Zhi Yu. So the one I just told you is really an amalgamation of several of the most similar ones that I found in my research on the internet. But I feel that I touched on the majority of the important points in the story. So, in my research, I came across a blog called Chinese Pod, and Chinese Pod included a list of vocabulary which I thought was very relevant to the story, and I thought I'd share that with you. So, shout out to Chinese Pod. Thank you for including such a great list of vocabulary. Qixi means the seventh day of the seventh month, the date on which the festival takes place. Qixi Qiqiao means Qiqiao festival. This another word for Qixi festival. Qiqiao Meiman Yinyuan means a perfect marriage, which is quite relevant to the story. Meiman Yinyuan. Xique means magpie, the bird from the story. Xique. Queqiao means magpie bridge. Queqiao. Zhiyu, the woman from the story, means weaver girl. Zhiyu. Yu Lang, the cowherd from the story, means Yu Lang, cowherd. Wait, so Yu Lang means cowherd and Zhiyu means weaver girl. So cowherd named Cowherd falls in love with weaver girl named Weaver Girl. Okay, now I feel about as redundant as the people who call the things that give you money at the bank ATM machines. Really, the story should be Cowherd falls in love with Weaver Girl. Anyways, I suppose a fully westernized version of the story would go something along the lines of this. Once upon a time, a rich lady ran away from home one day because her parents were very oppressive. So she started dating this guy called Valet Man, and they fell in love. But before they got too far, rich lady's parents caught up with her and forced her to break up with Valet Man and come home because her parents were like, "Come on, girl, you should at least be dating a lawyer." Anyways, traditionally, Qixi was celebrated mainly by young women. And another blog called Jade Turtle Records made a very handy list of the wide variety of ways that people would celebrate Qixi, the Qixi festival in ancient China. So shout out to Jade Turtle Records. Thank you for such a great list. First and foremost, many people would use this time to pray to the Weaver Maiden on her special day, asking for a wide variety of things, from skill with textiles to cleverness or good fortune. There were several popular competitions in ancient China that these young ladies would engage in. One obvious example is needleworking competitions. These ladies would showcase their talent at making things with cloth, because in a world before mechanization, somebody had to make and repair all the clothes that people wore. And due to the division of labor between the sexes at that time, this task often fell to women. Thus, a woman who was quite talented at making things with cloth, weaving, needlework, etc., was considered to be an excellent wife. In a similar vein to this skill with hands, young women would compete in things like threading several needles in a row, or threading a needle in low light, because dexterous fingers were considered to be a very desirable trait in women. Paper cutting was likewise performed, because detailed paper cuttings require very dexterous hands. Similarly, young women might engage in a fruit carving competition, because you have to have skilled hands to carve a fruit into something beautiful. Another popular competition was placing a needle in a bowl full of water, so that the surface tension supports the needle's weight, a feat that requires very talented fingers. In addition to celebrating the celestial love of cowherd and weaver girl, many of the activities done on this day showcase people's talented and dexterous hands. So it's only fitting that the traditional food eaten on this day is called dexterity fruit. Dexterity fruit, also, the traditional word is qiaoguo, which literally means skillful fruit. It's a kind of pastry. Now, in modern China, really none of these activities are done anymore, and the few places that do still celebrate in this fashion are very rural. Instead, in modern China, people celebrate Qixi in much the same manner that we celebrate Valentine's Day in the West. Couples will go out to eat, they'll buy each other chocolate, flowers, etc. In fact, if you look up on Google Images Qixi Festival, what you mainly get is lots of pictures of people kissing. Lots and lots of kissing. Oh, and this really cute old couple. Celebrating their 83rd Qixi festival. That's amazing. I guess that shows the power of love. So, these days, many Chinese couples actually celebrate Valentine's Day twice. Once on the Western Valentine's Day, and once again on Qixi, the Qixi festival. And I think that's awesome. Even though these traditions are slipping away, and people no longer celebrate Qixi festival in the way that they used to, we have to remember that times change. Women no longer have to sit and weave all day on a rural farm, and so it's only natural that activities that reflect that past will gradually slip away over time. There was a quote that I heard once that said, "Tradition is the living faith of the dead. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living." I think it's important that we remember that. We need to remember that the world doesn't need us repeating the same things we've done for centuries. What the world needs is for us to, on occasion, take the time to recognize the people that we love and to show them that we do love them. In this way, we continue the traditions of our ancestors and keep them relevant so that future generations, in turn, can honor this special day. Days like Qixi are especially important to us because maybe, just maybe, they give us a chance to find the inner cowherd or weaver girl